Hey, what's up, Mr. Rashad? Antonio, we're back. Happy New Year. From us at the Calrissian Kids is Calzorizian, because Calrissian raised us, you know what I'm saying? Lando raised us. Oh my God, yeah, I just butchered the intro, and I'm not going back.
Nope.
That's how we're starting a new year, stumbling, doing the best
Mm-mm.
we can with what we have. Skeleton Crew, Star Wars, 2 episodes because we took last week off. You have a lot to talk
Mhm.
about Pirates, episode 5, Zero Friends Again, episode 6. These 2 episodes center around our kids going to a planet,
Mm-hmm.
luxury planet called Lanupa.
Mm-hmm.
Lanupa is basically sandals for Star Wars. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not because it's not sandals. It's more like Aspen for Star Wars because it's
Yeah.
like
The hot
it's
springs and
hot
stuff
springs.
there.
It's snow there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Okay.
Very very posh
Mm-hmm.
place. For like
No children
no children. That's
allowed.
why I said sandals. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, yeah.
as an adult, I'm like, or you know what I'm saying, like hedonism for Star Wars. Anyway, it's yeah. So we got all our kids, and we got, of course, the best person on the show, Jude Law, and I gotta say, Jude Law has been carrying this this show the past 3 episodes on his back.
Yes.
He's been like I like it. I think okay, I can't just do these 2 episodes like a beat for beat. I'm just gonna talk.
Because it's basically one episode.
It's one long episode. Here's a
Yeah.
rundown. The kids get to a place. There's supposed to be a treasure up
They
there.
go, they basically get to they go to this planet and it's supposed to be Skull Mountain or something like that.
Yes,
Because
yeah.
that's where SM 33 was like the captain of the Onyx Cinder that passed away was like, yeah,
Tack
this is
Renard.
yeah, Dak Renard is like, hey, that's where his headquarters was. That's where the coordinates to Aten is. You know, let's go there. And they go into this planet, and he's just talking about how, oh, this is a treacherous place and blah 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 blah. And they get there, and it's a Aspen resort.
This is
And
what.
then-
Yeah. Hold on, before you say
uh,
anything, this is what I thought of the episode. You know what this is?
what's this, Rashad?
Star Wars capitalism. Like, I don't think I understand the themes in this show, that whether it's overt or covert or intentional or non-intentional, but this is what this is. You have a place that was meaningful for one thing. It was a nothing place,
Mm-hmm.
was a hidden lair for a pirate. Some
Mm-hmm.
people said, hey, nothing is here. Also, colonialism. Nothing is here. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to place a resort on this area.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's going to be. Because ironically, in the next episode, we see this same planet that has this resort also has some sort of like space monster crab on it as well.
A
So
space hermit crab.
yeah, a huge space hermit crab. Like, these crabs
Uh-huh.
have trash on them. And then there's this huge mother crab that is the size of a Gigantosaurus Rex or something. It's just huge. Like these two things shouldn't even be on the same place.
Right, yeah. So
And no,
this
no, no, no,
also
what it reminded me of? It reminded me of on Rebels, when they had to find the base on that planet, and they had the little small things and the big ones. They like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So this right here episode also proves that Star Wars universe not only has a casino world, Las Vegas and Canto Bight, they also have this here as a resort for, hey, nouveau rich bougie people to just have a good time. So they get to this planet and Jod is like, "Hey, no, this place is no kids allowed. We gotta go." So they sneak in. They dress the kids up as old people, and they look ridiculous. And he's supposed to be like their servant, and he's like, "Oh, these are the wise men," and they're doing childish stuff, and they have to. basically use all of those old Republic credits to bribe people to be like, hey, we got this. Along the way, someone recognizes Jod and uses one of his other alias names because that was the whole thing. They kept saying,
How
you
many
got
names
another,
this
how many
man
names do you
got?
got? It was this, you know what I'm saying, this alien chick. She looked like the alien
Pocket.
Pocket. She actually looked like the alien chick from the third Star Trek movie that that had came out with Chris Pine. With that's Chris Pine
Yeah,
in
yeah, that
that
series. Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
series or whatever. So she's just like, oh, last time I saw you, this happened, blah 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 blah. And then he's like, ooh, and he's like, yo, we need to hurry up and this because she's a bounty hunter. And she basically went to go see if there was any bounties on him. And she went and contacted his old crew on that planet with Cyborg Urkel and them, Steve Urkel and them, and to notify them, hey, Jod is here. And so they go on a basically like a scavenger hunt trying to find an entrance into this to this secret layer that has the you know what I'm saying I was about to say address, but I'm saying the address to get or coordinates to get at to
You
get to
said space address. Oh god,
right,
that's funny. No,
to
man,
get
but it was a
yeah,
cute episode though. Like I actually liked the episode really pretty
yeah,
decently though. Episode 5,
uh,
it was shenanigans. It was running back and forth. They found a place. Stuff was booby traps, and it was real
yeah,
Raiders of the Lost
because
Ark. You know what
oh,
I'm saying?
that part when they finally found the spot was straight up giving me Goonies One Eye Willie little room in the movie Goonies when they found the treasure of One Eye Willie and he was sitting there and all that stuff. But then what happens? Jod shows us his true Mickey Ficky colors because along the way they had to set off some type of trap because it was like acid to get into it. They flowed out the acid and the other pirates are trying to get him, and he basically killed those pirates by sealing the doors and loading that pool back up with acid. So they're all dead. And so he basically, they find the coordinates to Aten and they get him. And KB also gets him. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's a big important thing there. And while they're looking, they're like, hey, don't touch any of this stuff in here because this stuff may be moving. Of course, old Wim sees a lightsaber and basically goes nuts and oh, it's a light. So he sees a lightsaber, thanks to the Jedi, and he grabs it. While that is going on, Jod basically tells Fern, hey, look here. You need to let me be the captain. Just yield. He pulls a gun out on her, and she's like, no, this and that. And then SM-33 was like, hey, you've been challenged. You've been
Challenge.
challenged, you know. Hey, either y'all gotta fight to the death or somebody yield. I can't get involved in this. And he basically whips the gun out on him and he puts the gun to and a knife or something to her throat was like,
Yeah, it was
hey,
a knife. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, a knife to her throat and said, "Girl, just yield." Like, and they was like, "Yo, you just want the treasure. You said you was gonna help us, all that stuff." Long story short, she finally yields. Jod is now the new captain. SM-33 has to follow. She tells SM-33, "Hey, take them kids' time up." And what does Wim do? He pulls out the lightsaber and he doesn't turn it on yet. And he's like, back away, this and that. You said you're a Jedi. And he turns on the lightsaber, and lightsaber was upside down. It hit the ground. Ah! And he drops it. And they found like a little trap door. And the episode ends with them escaping through a trap door. And you see John uses the force to take the lightsaber. And that's the end of episode 5.
Episode 6 is essentially John and Shmi yo, when they came up when Jod and Shmi came up from underground, these bastards was looking like late 80s rappers. They had all this chain, all this jewelry on.
1980s Mr. T was jealous of all
Yes,
the
yo, like both of them.
Trinity. Trinidad James was like,
yeah, they were very proud because
gold all in my watch, gold all in my chain.
Ja came up first. He was like,
Yeah.
ah. He said, "Ah, sure." So, and then the funniest part was when Shmi came up because Josh said, "Look, yo, put these chains on and let's get out of here. Let's take as much as we can." So he came up looking like all unexpected, load them
Uh,
up, take them back to what's that man's name, Butch?
Butch, yeah,
Yeah. Butch, you know
the wolf pirate thing,
the
yeah.
wolf man pirate, and he essentially challenges him to be the captain as well because he gives
Hmm.
like Jod is a swindler, and
Yeah.
he basically tells him, look, yo, I know where Atten is. This man may or may not be, hold on, may or may not be feeding y'all, but I know y'all trying to eat. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hungry. You hungry?
We all trying to eat, right? He said, but
Hmm.
look, he can get you but so much far. I can even get you even farther. And then he started to sing the old shanty about Tack Renard
Uh-huh.
and he's like, what's the next line? And everybody's like, oh yeah. And the Wolfman is like, I thought we was cool.
Yeah. I thought y'all was following me.
I thought, I'm the one who led the mutiny against this man. Y'all gonna let him back again, which is another sort of political thing about being manipulated by a person who is promising you things, and the masses turn over. Y'all don't see these things. I'm sorry.
You know who Jod is?
Who's John?
Jod is Space Captain Jack Sparrow.
You know, I never seen any of the movies.
Watch the first three. They are excellent. The first three are excellent.
I heard they were good.
The ones after that, yeah. But Jod is, for those that have seen Pirates of the Caribbean, Jod, that whole sequence and scene gave straight. He is Captain Jack Sparrow of the Star Wars universe. And then and it was funny because he sentenced him to die and everything. And then the lady went through the pirate code because that happens in Pirates of the Caribbean. And there's one term in Pirates of the Caribbean that all you have to say if you get captured by some pirates or something, and they're like, all right, we're gonna kill them, parlay. You say parlay, they're like, we got a parlay with him. And remember, she was just like, oh, he has a right to, to defend himself. And he was that's when he went on his little thing. And of course, the sea chanty that he sang and all that stuff like that. So yeah, this episode was giving heavy Pirates of the Caribbean vibes on that. And Jod to me is Space Jack Sparrow. So yeah,
Nah, yo. So the real person on this episode that had like the character arc was KB.
KB, yeah.
And KB's story is really sad because KB is the prototypical sick kid.
Hmm.
So we got because remember in the earlier episodes, the parents was like, "Yo, we got to get our kid because she not really she may get sick." You know what I'm saying? We was like,
Yeah.
"Sick for what?"
Need
Now
her
we found out she
parts.
has she has cybernetics, so she's almost like the like the people from Boba Fett
Yeah.
had all
Or
the
else, or Lobot from Empire Strikes Back.
yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like they would be too bougie to go see Thundercat to get enhancements. But but
But
she does.
because remember too, she did say like, because what happened with that was they fell out the trap door, they was like in snow and they was at like the bottom of this cliff or whatever. And Fern is like, hey, let's get to climbing to get back to our ship. And she's like, no, you're not.
Hell no, I ain't
No.
climbing. I
Right
can't
there.
climb.
And come to find out, women's like, hey, let's follow these little space trash hermit crabs. They seem nice. And like, of course, Neil is like, hey, dude, I don't know if we should just be trusting this right here. I'm willing to try to climb, even though I'm not built for this long climbing. Yeah. Yo, I love Neil. Neil is Neil is the most self-aware person. Am I lying, Rashad? He's the most self-aware person on this show.
Oh
He
man.
like, I ain't really built to climb, but I ain't trying to trust some trash hermit, some robo trash hermit crab. So Neil goes with Fern and they gonna climb, and KB goes with Wim.
Wim.
And
Yeah.
then Wim is like, "Are you just with me because you're mad at her?" And she's like, "I don't want to say yes, but yeah, that's the only reason why." But then she explains like they find something that then he turns around and she's just like shut down. And he's like, "What's wrong?" "I'm shut down." She was like, "What happened?" She's like, well, that's why I couldn't climb because listen, she said all that steam, weather. Well, she says, "Yo, my stuff is getting corroded and I'm about to shut all the way down." And she's like, "Yo, Fern just don't understand. Like, ever since my accident, I have to keep my parts up." I wonder what the accident was to make her where she had to get these cybernetic enhancements to basically probably keep her alive.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
and the only reason that she didn't, and then like women's like, "Yo, why didn't you just tell her?" She was like, "No," because she was like, Fern is my friend, and I don't want to go back to where it was before she came along, where I didn't have any friends or whatever. And he was like, "Well, I'm your friend. I'll be your friend."
He said,
And
"Me and Neil be your friend." You know what I'm saying? Like, we
yeah,
ain't gonna be friendless out
yeah,
here.
yeah. Me and Neil, we cool with you.
We can do this
So,
together.
so basically, that they got to take some parts. They got wiring in it,
Yeah,
and
they MacGyver their way into
yeah,
making a battery.
yeah,
Whatever. And they did it, and he was happy. They were happy. She bounces back like, "Yo,
uh,
this way."
right.
But I like
Mhm.
that part aside. Like, I do like just them actually explaining like KB, and because I
Mhm.
think that was the most mysterious character
Mhm.
of the kids so far. But like her giving her a little bit of backstory, giving her some time to talk and really
Yeah.
explain things aside from her just being essentially
The
data.
techie. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she was data from Star Trek New Generation.
And,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
and speaking of that, because they was like, "How are we?" Because when they found before they separated, they was like, "Yo, how are we gonna get home?" Blah blah. Oh, there goes the ship. We can get to the ship. She says, "This is, but we don't have the the
Coordinates.
we don't have the quarters or the address to get
Space
back to
address.
the space address to add." And she said, "I got them." They're like, "What you mean?" She says, "Yeah, I got them stored. When I saw the
I
thing,
saw him. You know what I'm
I
saying?
saw it, I saw it," and it was like, "Okay, cool." But yeah, it's like I said, she's a very sympathetic character because you saw throughout this series so far, she never really was too high or too low. She basically was like the techno person of the crew that knew how to do a lot of stuff. While that situation was going on with what women her, you got on the other end, Fern and Neil climbing up the side of a mountain like on a ladder. And
Yeah.
Fern is like, "Come on, Neil, hurry up." He's like, "Hey, yo, chill. I ain't built for this. Like, I can barely do this." He's like, "I can't go but so fast." And he was like, "Look, man, my arms, the way my stuff like that." And then Fern realizes too. And so Fern sees some rope, and we see where later on it comes back. She tied an end of the rope to her and the other end to Neil to help. And he's like, "Yo, thank you so much for doing this stuff or whatever." And long story short, Wim and KB follow these little trash hermit crabs all the way to what they see is the mama hermit crab, and they're like, "Hey," trying to talk, and come to find out that thing, they was like, "Oh snap, we're food." They brought us to eat. They run and they get away. In the meantime, Fern and they see that their ship is being like towed. They're able to jump on and control it a little bit to help. They see Wim and they see KB, they help each other and they lose the ship again. They find the ship in the trash yard. The trash compactor is about to take the ship out. They're trying to fly. Wim KB is like, "Hey, I'm about to boost the whole system up." And Neil, you fly. Neil is like, "I don't know." She's like, "Look, you did it last time. Just do what you did this." And you see Wim get the gun to try to shoot the thing off. And then there's the button that's SM33 said, "Hey, don't ever push," because they done got the boosters going and they've given it all they got, but they can't break free from this. and they say F it, they hit it, it implodes the hull. And what happens? A more sleeker, cleaner, awesomer looking ship breaks away from the hull, comes out from the Onyx Cinder, and it pulls off. They get escape, and that's what episode ends. The thing that this episode to me teaches is this. It teaches it taught Fern that hey, I need to stop being so abrasive and be able to listen and pick things up. And
Yeah.
it also teaches KB, hey, don't be afraid to speak up. You know what I'm saying? To speak up and just not be a follower. You know, with Wim, it teaches him to be, you know what I'm saying, Wim just still is him, and Wim is just like, hey, he's the happy-go-lucky guy, and Neil, it just shows Neil. Neil is like, hey, if I, you know what I'm saying, with help, I can do anything. So I'm really wondering what these last two episodes are going to show, because, like you said, you got that with the kids, they reconcile, and they're like, with the coordinates that they have to go back to and then of course with Jod, he's basically all intents and purposes gained his crew back from the other guy, and they're about to go to Ad.
Yeah, I'm real curious too because the last two episodes were directed by Christopher Ford and John Watts. These two
Mm-hmm.
episodes were directed by a young lady named Myung Jo Wesner.
Mm-hmm.
Before then, she just was writing, not just she was a writer and producer of some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because like to me, these last two episodes have probably been two of the more enjoyable episodes to watch. Like this whole little side quest
Mm-hmm.
at Space Aspen have been real good episodes. And okay, and I also see that they gave the Asian lady the responsibility to give the Asian girl her character arc as well. So
Mm-hmm.
see what you're doing here, guys. Nicely
Mm-hmm.
done. And she did a really good job of making her sympathetic and still not the even okay, even though she is kind of Asian coded as like the smart person, not
Mm-hmm.
making it like super stereotypical. But yeah, seeing how they do these last two episodes and the race to get home is going to be the most interesting part because now we got the pirates who are going to be fighting.
Mm-hmm.
We got the kids are going to be going straight away home,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly. So we'll see who gets there first. We'll see how the planet reacts to them coming back, and also the threat of having hundreds of pirates at their front doorstep.
Yeah.
And and I want to see. Okay, this part for me, like I'm really interested in, and they're not going to address it.
Who the hell is the supervisor?
Yes.
I knew that's where you were
How
going.
how
Yeah.
is their planet like? How is it? Why is it ran like that?
Mm-hmm.
They need they got a lot of heavy lifting to do. They need to tell us what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
why they're shrouded to the rest of the universe, who is behind them, where are these goods and services going. This is an entire like almost like slave industrial complex they have going on this planet. And
Yeah.
I'm really curious as to why the jewels of the Republic, why all of them failed and they're still going. It's so many
Yeah.
questions.
You know what, Rashad? I'm gonna say I think this planet is going to be. We might find out in a post-credit scene or a mid-credit scene that this planet may be like one of the planets that's help funding or starting off with the First Order, or AKA the Final Order,
Uh,
because this is taking place
it's during that
after.
time. It's during
Right? Yeah.
it's during that time. So
Yeah.
that would be that. But even then, it's like what y'all
Yeah.
been doing like all this time. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so
Yeah.
much time between the old Republic and to
Hmm.
the new Republic
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just really interested in seeing how or if they even explain any of
Yeah.
this.
Right. And they probably
Because
won't.
because to be honest, that's the most one of the most interesting things or aspects of this entire show is the mystery of Aten as a
Itself.
planet
Yeah.
itself. Definitely, yeah.
Hmm.
That's all I got for this, man. Like,
That's all I got too, man.
yeah, definitely check us out. If you haven't already, go ahead and sub to the things. YouTube, TikTok, until the last. IG, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah. News about us and the channel. Stuff is coming up soon. Dropping a website, membership stuff,
Mm-hmm.
exclusive content only. We'll give you more information on that later.
Yeah.
This month, probably definitely, hopefully before the end of February, we'll have everything up and running. But yeah,
Indeed.
until next time, we will see you guys later. Interesting.